8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 0, and liftoff.
Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. What a day for crypto holders again. You know, yesterday was already great, and today obviously we've marked a new all-time high on Bitcoin, and Ethereum is on its way as well. And yeah, Cardano is finally up as well, even though not as strong as some other cryptos. And the reason for that is basically, in my opinion, the daily moving averages, which are still above the Cardano price at the moment, and we're going to take a look at them. So they provide some resistance, the key moving averages like the 20 and the 50 day. So let's start with Bitcoin briefly, and we can see that we are going to, well, we are in new all-time high territory anyway. Just want to show you here briefly these basically my just on the smaller scale, an Elliott wave count for the latest waves for Bitcoin. I believe we started a wave 1 here, just on a smaller scale. Wave 1, wave 2, when we came back to 60k. Wave 3 is pretty much what we possibly conclude now. And there could now be a bit of a retracement, also given that we have here, we are in the overbought territory on the 4-hour chart. So there could be a bit of a retracement that could take us down to 64k. Still above, well, that would be probably slightly below all-time high. Maybe we will bounce off the all-time high. Yeah, so that is why I put a zone here. So that is actually based on the Elliott wave method. These are the levels based on the Fibonacci retracements where we could get down into, basically between 64k and yeah, 66.1k. So that could be the retracement. And yeah, I mean, we've got that strong all-time high here, the former all-time high, it's 64.9k. So I believe we could actually go down to that level and then bounce off from there and continue further up. That would be potentially, and that is no financial advice, I never tell anybody to buy or sell anything, that could be a potential trade entry here. And from here then, yeah, basically as a very short-term trade to a wave 5, which could go all the way up to 71k. However, I would always advise, and again, it's no financial advice, but I would strongly recommend, that's what I am doing if I'm going into that trade here in that box. I would always set a stop loss, because obviously we're in all-time high territory. You want to manage your risk, and I would set that stop loss just above wave 1 here, which is at 62.4k. Yeah, so definitely I would set the stop loss there just in case it doesn't work out, and just in case we retrace back further, and just in case that Elliott wave count did not work out, even though it looks like it is yeah, basically a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure here. And yes, stop losses in short-term trades are very, very important. But I believe we have finished the third wave now to the upside here. The very short-term, yeah, that's only the short-term cycle, because we are in overbought territory now on the 4-hour chart. Overall, still an uptrend, which is why we are having this bullish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern to the upside. But what I need to say is that obviously, as always, there will be little retracements along the way when you get into overbought territory. And that is why I want to highlight it here. So, but overall, really good on the Bitcoin chart. But now we're even on the daily in overbought territory. So we just need to be aware of that. Good volume though, very good volume. You can see that. Now let's go to the ADA USD chart. And with Cardano, did something very, very nice today, obviously. So here on the 4-hour chart, we can see that we, well, broke below that symmetrical triangle within which we have been trading for a while now. I mean, since actually I would say probably since, you know, around the 19th, 20th of September, that's when we started this sideways move, and it looks completely different to Bitcoin, as you know. And it looked like yesterday, this morning, it looked like we were breaking out to the downside, where we actually broke to the downside. That was already yesterday, actually. Okay, so and overnight, then we sort of consolidated here, found a bottom, and on the shorter term time frame, we can see actually that a double bottom formed. So that was our reversal pattern, and then we retested that former support line as resistance. And now obviously that retest was sort of unsuccessful, and we managed to get through again, get into that triangle here again throughout the day, and that was just great. And the all-time high of Bitcoin obviously pushed this then even further. What is worth pointing out obviously here is that we have very good volume. We had really good volume, you can see that here, and we've had the best volume that we've had, well, really for a while, since many days. Haven't had that much volume again, and that looked really good, and it just shows that Cardano is still interesting. Cardano, people are interested in Cardano. It's been, what I've been saying along the way here. I had a very funny comment today in one of the videos where someone said, yeah, he lost a lot of money basically because following my advice. And, as you know, I always say it's not financial advice. Of course, I said we broke here through the downside because we did. And however, we found support here and then went back in. So these fake outs, they happen regularly. We had a lot of fake outs actually here outside of these levels here. You can see here we had a bit of a fake out, had here a bit of a fake out, and that's just the volatility. That's why, whenever you do trades, you should always wait for a confirmation. Actually, I mean, we all actually had a confirmation here, but then we just couldn't push the price lower. So that's also why it's important to work with stop losses if you do trading. But if you are a long-term holder, like, most of my portfolio is long-term. So I am not bothered really with short-term price moves in my long-term portfolio. Of course, I do some short-term trades as well and some longer-term trades as well. But in my long-term hodling portfolio, I'm the biggest hodler. I will hold throughout peaks and troughs really, and that is what I like to do. And that's why I split it into really long term, where I'm not bothered about the price, and also short term. That's two different portfolios, and that works really well. But yeah, again, just want to make that clear here. I'm not telling anybody to sell anything or to buy anything. I can tell you what I do, and I can tell you what I see in the charts, but you always need to make your own financial decisions. I mean, if you handle money, then I'm sure you are responsible and you know what to do. So that's just as a side note here. But what we can see here, in my opinion, just again, my opinion, I think we are consolidating here bullish. We are currently consolidating above that, and that is really good. We are consolidating above that line here, above that former resistance, now support line of that triangle, and that is good. That is good. We needed a bit of a retracement now, because here on the 1 hour time frame we are in overbought territory. Actually went all the way up into 80. Another reason why we retraced just here, and that's good. It's better than retracing here. It's better to retrace above the line than below it, because that could have kept us in the triangle. It looks like it at the moment that we are above the triangle to me. Yeah, so that's what it looks like for me. And what I need to say is another reason why we're actually consolidating here is that we come to, well, this line here is the 20-day moving average. You might not see it that well, but it is here, this blue-green turquoise, I don't know how you pronounce it, this line here, which is coming here, 20-day moving average, and that is providing resistance here at exactly 219, and therefore, or a little bit higher than 219, probably like 219.6, and that is exactly where we can't get through at the moment. So sort of bound between that support line and the 20-day moving average. That's also why it is moving less than Solana, in my opinion, even though it is, in my opinion, undervalued. But Solana has already climbed above the 20 and the 50-day moving average before, whereas Cardano, because of this bloody pattern here, hasn't managed to do it. So it's below the 20-day moving average, and we would need another pump with some sort of volume that will push us above the 20-day moving average. Now, if we can do that, that will push us to the 231, 232 level, which was another interesting and very important support or resistance level from whichever point of view you want to look at it. Now, again, that could be a little bit of a fake out, but I mean, we have seen the volume, which is good. We have retested already that line here. And let me just take a fine look here on the 4-hour chart, and we have actually closed the 4-hour candle above that level. So in my opinion, that looks good. So what we also need to see is here that we're just below the 20-day moving average. So that is important to point out. And besides that, yeah, you can see here actually on the daily, very slightly we're above that support line. So yeah, you can see all the daily candles. I'm not cutting through any bodies here on the daily triangle, so that is why, we just a little bit above it. So obviously we want the daily to close above it as well. So we sort of need to close above which level, and let me go in the 4-hour to look at that again. Need to close above, yeah, that pretty much about above 217, 218. We need to close above 218 to make sure that we don't fall below, or at least to have a confirmation on the daily. As I said, we already have a confirmation on the 4-hour chart. Now we've got buy signals now on the MACD, had a buy signal here on the 4-hour chart. on the ADX, and also we still have scope to the upside here on the 4-hour chart, which is good, but on the 1 hour we're just overbought now. And yeah, it's looking good, it's looking increasingly good, you know. And with Cardano, it's always worth waiting and having patience. I mean, it is still one of the most popular cryptocurrencies. That won't change, you know. The ecosystem is really just starting to develop, really, and the apps are being launched, and it's still so early days. And just because Cardano, just because the chart isn't doing that well for a few days or weeks, or even if it's a couple of months or so, I mean, you know, if you're not happy with your investment, sell, but then you can go obviously into another cryptocurrency. But you know, I'm happy with the Cardano ecosystem. I like the community, I like the team, I like the staking, I like everything. So that is why I'm holding onto it in the long term, and we will all be rewarded, in my opinion. Having diamond hands is worth doing, and I'm not saying only to invest in Cardano, you know, even if it's my biggest holding, I'm also invested in other cryptos like Solana, which is why I'm very happy about price moves like this one here as well, which is 10%. I would love to have seen something like this for Cardano, but as you can see, it has already broken above these moving averages. So I believe Cardano would have looked differently had we not have the 20 and the 50-day moving average above the price action. So that's pretty much it. Maybe a final look at the ADA BTC chart. And again, we are currently finding support here, pretty much at this level of 3265. We haven't even come to that major support line here, which was at 3150, which was where that previous low was as well. So yeah, not looking too bad. Maybe now finally having a reversal here. And Cardano is doing well at the moment, even though it just has a bit of a slow start, but it is good to see that price move. We now need to break above the 20-day moving average. So hopefully you all have a great day. It's a great day for crypto holders in general. If you like the video, please smash the like button, subscribe, and if you really like the content, please consider maybe a channel membership. We're a really good team now, nearly 70 channel members now in the live chat and on a weekly live stream as well. There's a few more extras as well, and yeah, hope I see you there and in the next video. Thank you, bye bye.